This is a message to just start. Now, this is a topic that I've been harping on in a lot of videos, but it really hit home recently where I realized the state of the world. And it seems like this is going to be something that's a little bit fleeting, but I just want to dive into it. Not long ago, I realized you need to just do whatever it is that you want to do because until you do, nothing matters. Now, what does that actually mean? When you're looking to start a business, just start making calls, start trying to get money in the door. Why do I say this? Well, I started a personal training business a few weeks back, and within 2 days of actually starting a business, I had closed two clients, replacing majority of the income I was making from my personal training job at a commercial gym. And this is all important for a few reasons. First and foremost, I started and I didn't have an offer. I didn't have a website. I didn't have a VSL. Anything related to actually having a business, I didn't have it. I had the plan, I had the idea, but I didn't have the customers, I didn't have the capital, I didn't have anything. And a lot of people will sit back and stop themselves from going out and trying to accomplish what they want because they feel as if they don't have something currently, but they have what they need to actually get started. For me, I had the knowledge in my head on how to build a workout routine, how to build a diet, and what supplements someone needs based on the situation they're in. That's all I had. I didn't have a Zoom, I didn't have flyers, I didn't have a logo, I didn't have anything. But I was able to make money. And I was able to make more money than most people will make in their first 6 months, probably, of business because I was able to just say, okay, I know what to do. I just need somebody who's interested in me doing it for them. So that's number one. But then number two is because I was able to start, I started to figure out everything I actually did need instead of wasting a bunch of time. So for me, my journey started out by saying I put in my 2 weeks at Crunch. Again, I didn't have an offer, I didn't have a plan, I didn't have a business. I just knew I was going to try and do online personal training by myself. So I called up my mentor, said, "Hey, this is my plan of what I want to do. What do you think I should do?" He told me to follow a specific plan. So I abandoned everything I was thinking about and did what he did. It took me about 20 calls to get my first consultation booked. It took me about 50 calls to book the consultation that turned into my first sale. At that point, still didn't have business cards, didn't have anything. But what I've learned is throughout this process, there's plenty of people who have asked for, oh, do you have a business card? Do you have a website? Do you have this? Do you have that? And none of them have actually been interested in purchasing from me. They just wanted information to validate the fact that they were willing to think about it. But there's other people on the other side of that galley, I'll say, who it didn't matter what I had. There was a plenty of people who said, "Okay, so you can help me with a workout routine and a diet? Cool, I'm in. Cool, I'm in." And I had nothing. I just simply started. And so if you can get yourself out of a paradigm that I'm going to need this, I'm going to need a website, I'm going to need business cards, I'm going to need the perfect copy, I'm going to need a website, and you actually say, I have this idea, I know I can make it happen, I just need the people to believe in me and to trust my plan, you'll get there. Because once you actually get a few people in the door, then you'll know what you need to actually serve them. And by being able to provide what you need to serve your first group of people who purchase, it puts you in a position to set a foundation that's even better for the next group of people. And then when they come in, whatever it is that you don't have right now that you need to serve that next group of people, you continue to build, iterate, and improve on. So I want to jump back and actually summarize what I've said so far. When you have an idea, the first step in anything is to start. Make those contacts, start reaching out to people, and see if the market validates the idea and says there is a need for this. Once you know that there's that need and you validated the idea, then you need to continue to reach out until you have some people in your pipeline. Because once you have people in your pipeline, you get to start three, servicing them and seeing what gaps there are in your capabilities. If you're not able to get, like, for example, for me, my first consultation, The Zoom link didn't work. We tried Discord, that didn't work. Then we decided to do it all over phone. Once we started over phone, I was trying to get my fitness hub to him so he had his workout routine and he had his diet plan, but that wasn't working. So I had to sit on the phone with him for 30 minutes to diagnose and troubleshoot so that he would be able to actually know exactly what to do to download his fitness hub and then actually be able to use it. And so now that I've gotten in that process with him, I started working with him. He already paid, but there was problem after problem after problem after problem. One, he's seen me fix them, so he's like, okay, cool, that I'm seeing the progress. But two, because I'm learning these things went wrong for him, I've been able to take the understanding of that process and be able to lay it out so that I can start to connect everything and make it flow without me doing any work. So not only am I building the platform and making a basis for that platform work, but also I'm figuring out what already didn't work and being able to build on top of that initial process. So I get to understand my process, build my process, track my progress, or track my process, and iterate on that process all at the same time. So that puts you at step number 3. And then the fourth step is to continue to onboard and iterate throughout the entire process. Anything once somebody new comes in that needs to be added an adjustment, use it as an update. Think about Call of Duty. The game comes out, they think it's finished. Day one, there's an update that comes out because somebody found a bug, somebody found a glitch, somebody found something that Treyarch, Activision, whatever organization did not realize that this was a problem with the game. So then they drop that update, and a few days later, another one comes out, and and that becomes a process that happens daily from the beginning of the game coming out until the next game comes out and even beyond. And so you need to be able to take that same process and use it in your own life, in your own system, because feeling as if you need to have everything figured out is the biggest thing from stopping you from getting anything figured out because you never actually start. There's always going to be a new problem. There's always going to be a new situation. There's always going to be something that needs to be fixed. And so having the ability to say, this is what I got, and then continue to move forward and do everything from that lens of this is what I got, this is where I want to get to. And so I need to fix these problems, and then this is where I'll be. Will get you where you want to go, help you live the life you want to live, and become the person you want to be. Now, if you want to figure out how to actually do that entire process with your own life, create the character of your life, create a personal manifesto, create the journey you need to take to become the person you want to be, and live the dreams that you've always had. Hit the link in the description, buy my character creation compass, where you will get a guidepost to take you from who you are now to the person and reality you want to live. It's very clear, it's very concise, and is very direct in teaching you all the mental shifts that you need to make, all the physical changes you need to make, all the environmental differences that must occur for you to be able to reach this reality. And if you're ready to take that jump, if you're ready to go on that journey, you hit the link in the description, get that character creation cheat code, and you get on your way. I love you. Stay smart, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.